Welcome back to This Week at ISU. I'm your host, Owen Pulley. This week we have SGA Presidential Debate, Indiana State University Speaker Series, and more. This Week at ISU starts right now. The Student Government Presidential and Vice Presidential Debate was held in DD1 for students to learn more about all candidates before voting. They presented their platforms and informed attendees of their goals for the university.
SGA is the Student Government Association, and it's the organization on campus that has our governing body to provide the students with the ability for their voices to be heard. And with our current election, which we have the debate tonight, and then elections coming up on the 25th and 26th on Treehouse, the students are able to vote for the candidate in which they think will allow their voices to be heard and support the candidates in which what their platforms stand for. So being able to learn about the candidates and what they stand for gives the students the ability to vote in who they want so they can be most heard on campus. The event here today is the annual presidential and vice presidential debate, where the tickets that are running go head-to-head in question and answer format, where students can come and watch and ask questions to learn more about their platforms and the concerns and issues that we have here on campus. This is important for students to know because all the work that the administrations do are either behind the scenes or in the public eye. The most important thing about being an SGA is the ability to reach out to students and have the general student body understand what's going on for them when a lot of the work is done either behind a desk or through email.
The internship boot camp was hosted by the Career Center. There were multiple sections of the event explaining internships, why to participate in them, followed by an employer and student panel. All students, faculty, and staff that are involved in internships were invited to come. Education Extravaganza was an opportunity for students to explore the career and internship possibilities in the field of education. Those interested in pursuing a career in teaching were encouraged to attend and network with over a dozen employers that were present. The Indiana State University Speaker Series had Jim Axelrod talk on his experience in media. Axelrod is the Chief Investigative and Senior National Correspondent for CBS News. Here's more from Jim Axelrod.
So one of the best-known graduates of Indiana State University is a gentleman whose name is Jamal Khashoggi, who was a journalist, worked for a number of places, including writing editorials for the Washington Post. He was, in 2018, he walked into the Saudi embassy and he never walked out. He was killed. He was known as a very strong analyst and questioner of authoritarian regimes, including the Saudis, and it didn't make him very popular among them. Jamal Khashoggi had a courage about trying to find the truth, and it's a courage that a lot of reporters could use right about now. And so Indiana State University every year has a lecture about journalism in his name. And this year I'm blessed to be able to be delivering that speech, that address. I think sometimes we forget that while we're 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, still growing, still figuring things out, you guys are going to go on to do great things in life. And Mr. Khashoggi sort of lets everybody know just how great the things you do can be. He was the best. He was at the top of the journalism world. And he went to school right here. So when you're looking left or right in your classroom about who's next to me and what are we all going to go out to do, just remember greatness is in that room. And Jamal Khashoggi is all the proof anyone needs that greatness is here. I think, as we talked about just now, that we all understand our world as a series of stories. Learning how to tell those stories, learning how to process the world, the events, the things you come in contact with every day as stories is a really important life skill. Whether you're a journalist or a salesman or a bank teller or a teacher, you just have to learn how to tell a story. We're all just our stories, right? You meet a friend, you sit down, you get to know people. What do you do? Where are you from? You know, it's all a story. That's how we process and understand the world, is through stories. And so I think it's important to have a program like the one here, because essentially what you're learning to do is better communicate and better tell your stories.
Project Success Karaoke Night invited all students for a night of fun and entertainment. Attendees challenged their singing abilities over some snacks. Make sure to look out for ISU Instagram accounts and Treehouse for any upcoming events like this. Now let's take a look at Indiana State info and what opportunities the campus has to offer. Here's Pluto Draper with Health Minute.
Hey Sycamores, welcome back to Health Minute. I'm Pluto Draper. This week, we are discussing kidney health. March is National Kidney Month. Before we discuss illness prevention, it is important to understand why our kidneys are important. They are responsible for vital bodily functions such as waste removal in the blood, produce hormones that regulate blood cells, balancing the minerals we intake, and preventing chronic diseases such as hypertension. One of the best ways to reduce the risk of kidney disease is to stay active. Walking, running, biking, and dancing are great ways to keep yourself healthy. Find a light exercise you enjoy and try your best to implement it into your daily routine. Limiting sodium intake and drinking plenty of water can help as well. Keep your kidneys healthy by avoiding smoking and watching your over-the-counter medication intake. Smoking increases the risk of kidney cancer and can restrict blood flow to vital organs, which can reduce kidney function. If you deal with chronic pain or headaches, taking ibuprofen or other OTC pain medications for more than 10 days in a row can cause kidney damage. Research or talk to your doctor about how to take OTC medicine without harming yourself. Thank you for joining us, and check back next week for more healthy tips and tricks. Back to the studio.
Now over to Whitney Milbrooks with weather.
Thanks. Well, Sycamores, keep your rain boots and umbrellas on deck. We will have some rain this week. We'll see temperatures ranging from high 60s and low 30s. That's all for now. Back to the studio.
Let's check out CJ Cooper for sports.
Welcome to Sports Corner. I'm your host, CJ Cooper. Women's basketball, White, Jones, and Secrets shine bright. Despite a tough season 4-28 under first-year head coach Mark Mitchell, the Sycamores had some blockbuster performances. Savannah White was a defensive wall, finishing the season with 51 blocks, the first Sycamore to hit the 50 mark since 2015. She now ranks 4th in the single-season blocks and 8th in career blocks with 74. Deja Jones was dishing dimes all season, racking up 149 assists, the most by Sycamore since 2010. Her 4.7 assists per game were the most since 2006-2007. Keston Seekers was an offensive force, scoring 442 points, 13.8 points per game, the highest by Sycamore since 2013. She also torched the free throw line, shooting 88%, ranking 3rd in program history for a single season. Seekers and Bellefinger now sit in the top 5 all-time for career free throw percentage. In men's basketball, the Sycamores fall just short in a thriller. The Sycamores 14-18 wrapped up their season with a gut-wrenching 86-85 loss to Southern Illinois in the NBC tournament opener. Aaron Gray was unstoppable, dropping 27 points, his season high, while shooting 76 from the field over the final 3 games. Samaj Till was a playmaker machine, averaging 7.6 assists per game down the stretch. As a team, our season stats were 80 points per game, 46 field goal percentage, and 35% rebounds, and 15.7 assists per game. In baseball, Sycamores heat up in the cold. Indiana State 9-11 braved the snow and sleet freezing out Pacific, 12-2 in the Sunday series finale. Despite those blustery conditions, Andrew Ortiz and Carlos Pineda were on fire, both smashing RBI triples early to fuel a 7-0 lead. Carter Beck added fireworks with 2-run homer in the 6th inning, and Ortiz piled on with bases loaded, a 2-run single. Ortiz now leads the team with 2 triples on the season, matching the Sycamores' entitled total from last year. Pena's 3-year run triple was his first of the season. In softball, Sycamores battles in extras. Indiana State 6-19 clashed with Valparaiso in a marathon 11-inning battle, ultimately falling 3-2. Lawrence sparked the offense with the team's first hit, while Whitley and Madison added base runs. The Beacons' defense held strong, escaping a bases-loaded jam and edging out the Sycamores in extra innings. The series is tied 1-1 with the rubber match on Sunday. Let's go! Track and field. Hood Jr. sprints to All-American honors. Sophomore sprinter Kasey Hood Jr. claimed second-team All-American honors at the NCAA Indoor Nationals with an 11th place finish in the 60-meter dash. Hood Jr. clocked a blazing 6.59, tying his second fastest time ever and outperforming his seed by 2 spots. He also defended his NBC 60-meter title, the 6th straight year a Sycamore has won the event and added the 200-meter conference crown. Indiana State head coach Angela Martin was named 2025 NBC Women's Indoor Track and Field Coach of the Year, guiding the team to their 2nd straight conference title and 3rd NBC crown in 4 years. From the hardwood to the diamond, the Sycamores made their mark with record-breaking performances, nail-biting finishes, and championship glory. Indiana State athletics are firing on all cylinders this spring. Stay tuned. Don't forget to support our athletes. See you out on the field and in on the court. Check back next week for more updates. Back to the studio.
That's all the time we have this week. If you'd like to get involved with Sycamore Video, or if you have any events that you would like for us to cover, send us an email at isu-sycamorevideo@indstate.edu. Check us out on our Facebook page at Sycamore Video-ISU Student Media or Sycamore Video on YouTube. See you next week, Sycamores.